Hi everyone! Welcome to our first podcast as FM for Team FM. For today's video, sasama namin kayo papuntang SM Clark. That's our go-to mall here in the north, particularly sa Pampanga, Tarlac area. Yes, and we are going to buy Beyblade for our son. Favorite toy niya ngayon yun. So, anyway, while driving, going to SM Clark, naisip namin i-discuss or pag-usapan yung mga topics na I think makaka-relate kayo. And for this one, we'll start with our first podcast topic, which is yung balancing ng remote workers, parents, or partners while they're also taking care of their children. So, ano nga ba yung benefit at ano yung mga cons? So, pag-usapan natin.
Share mo na rin yung agenda mo.
So, yung agenda namin is to talk about the pros, yung ng remote and hybrid work. Actually, he's actually working as a hybrid remote worker. So, pumapasok po siya sa office at least once in a while. And then on the other hand, ako naman po nag-work full-time at home. So work from home po ako as a virtual assistant. So we will talk about yung mga benefits niya for our own selves as parents, benefits niya for family time, probably even talk about yung mga costings, whether we are spending more or we are saving with the setup na meron kami. And of course, yung work-life balance. Meron po bang work-life balance sa aming setup or wala? So, yun po yung ibang mga topics natin. And of course, we will also talk about yung mga cons ng setup ng mga parents or individuals na nagwo-work from home and at the same time, yung mga nagwo-work hybrid or yung mga nasa full-time office if you guys would like to talk about that as well. You can put that on the comment below if you guys also want to talk about it. And then, lastly, siguro, we will also talk about, I guess, strategies on how we are managing yung workload namin or work setup namin, and at the same time, our family time with our son, and again, as a whole family. So, and then probably give you guys a bit of tips and tricks na along the way we picked up because we've been working with this setup for a couple of years na. And if you guys also have some tips and some tricks that you guys would like to share, we'll be happy to read that on the comment section below. So, let's start.
Okay. So, ano share
Yung pros.
pros? Yeah, for me, since I started sa bank in Makati, full-time remote, full-time report to office for 12 years straight. Then, during pandemic, nag-transition ako and then also nagkaanak, nag-transition ako from full remote to office to full remote work. Singapore company siya, software firm sa Singapore. Ang naging pros ko doon, technically, yung pinaka-obvious is, syempre, flexibility sa time. Nung dati, pag nagmumotor ako papasok sa office, 30 minutes. Pag nagdadala ako ng sasakyan, 2 hours. So, yun yung pinakamalaking naging benefits ko sa remote work. Imagine, papasok ka ng 8:30 sa office. Before 6, nagre-ready ka na. Ganun
Kahit malapit lang yung office.
Yeah. And it's just 14 kilometers away. Imagine, 14 kilometers for 2 hours. Yeah. Then, yan, yung flexibility sa time. Ano pa ba naging pros ko sa remote work ko? Yun, again, talagang ang laki ng factor ng time. Like, hindi ko kailangan ma-stress papasok, hindi ko kailangan ma-stress pa uwi. And then sa work, medyo, let's say, nag-relax ako paminsan-minsan during work. Kasi I know, kaya ko siya trabahuhin ng gabi or trabahuhin siya ng weekend on my own pace. Hindi ko kailangan makipagsabayan masyado sa mga ibang ka-work ko dahil sa work namin sa software company, we're just having a daily stand-up for 15 minutes to discuss what need to do and the blocker. So after that, you're on your own na. So yun yung
as
advantage.
parents din, babe, siguro as parents na ngayon, ang naging I think benefit in terms of flexibility is noon kung let's say nag-work ka pa din in the office, so yung travel time mo will spend so much time doon. Like going to the office, let's say an hour, so you have to wake up too early, maybe don't even have time to feed our son, di ba? The same time, pag uwi naman, which is alam naman natin sa Manila, so much traffic talaga. Nag-uubusin tayo ng oras din doon. So, and one more thing siguro is, yun nga, parang if you're already in the office, you might not be able to have time para kahit paano silipin, i-check si Machoy.
Yeah,
So,
actually, nung initial stage ng baby pa si Machoy, ang actually struggle talaga sa oras. Like, matutulog ka, let's say, ng 11 p.m. Dahil baby pa siya, hindi pa usually sleep pattern niya, magigising siya ng 2 a.m. Iiyak, dede, palit diaper. And then, makakatulog ulit siya ng 4 to 5 a.m. And then, kailangan ko na matulog at least 1 hour bago ako mag-prepare naman ng 6 to 7. And sometimes, ako rin yung nagpapaaraw sa kanya. So, yung juggling ng time, sobrang hirap ng time na yun.
So I think that talaga nakatulong ang work from home setup for family time, which is another point to discuss. Kasi, especially now na toddler na si Macho, yung anak namin, kung sakaling nasa office pa kami pareho nagwo-work, yes, meron naman talagang paraan para magkaroon ng oras sa pamilya, kahit nasa office ka. But then, imagine the hours that you'd be able to save and spend time dun sa family or sa kids ninyo when you're already working from home. Obviously, hindi po madali na mag-start to work from home or kumbaga maghanap ng mga companies or clients na would fit your niche or yung experience po ninyo. It takes so much effort talaga po. Hindi po namin sinasabi na ano po to, walk in the park, but as long as you are patient and you can find, you're considering to find this setup as a good start para mas maganda yung maging flexibility ninyo within the family and yung work ninyo, worth trying po talaga siya. So going back on the topic, which is flexibility with family, family time, ako personally, babes, especially as a mom, kung ini-imagine ko sarili ko if I went back and work sa office talaga, I think I can still find time, but I guess not as enough na meron tayo ngayon, whereas kahit na nagwo-work ka sa house, sa bahay, you can still look into your child, play with him for a few minutes. Unlike kapag nasa office ka na, obviously lahat naka-drop lahat siya. So, baka kapag play ka lang or you can look after your son or your kids kapag nasa bahay ka na, pag nakauwi ka na, which is, again, considering all the traffic, yung preparation and all that, which is taking so much of the time na pwede nating ilaan para sa pamilya natin, like looking after our partners, yung mga anak natin most especially, and even the household chores as wives and husbands. So, kahit po nag-work tayo from home, mas nagkakaroon tayo ng chance na yung maglinis ng bahay. Especially if we're not as busy as, as the others. So, kung meron tayo ng mga downtime na sinasabi nila. So, yun yung aking masasabi kong pros talaga.
Add ko rin sa pros, isa pa. Economical decision. Siguro nung younger days natin, as a boyfriend, girlfriend, masaya yung nasa office ka. Kasi malapit ka sa gimikan. Madali yung mga after work, marami kang magagawa. Like 2 bottles. Pero, I say na economical kasi ngayong work from home ka, makakaiwas ka sa mga ganong gastos ngayon.
Uy, nako, totoo yan.
I mean, Hindi man totoo yung 2 bottles na yan. So, pag nag-start kayo sa 2 bottles, 10 bottles.
Or Starbucks.
Or more, or Starbucks pa ng yayaan. Wala. Magtipid ka sa lunch mo, tapos bigla ang 100 pesos lang na lunch sa Jolly Jeep sa Makati, tapos bibili kayo ng kape na 200, parang, di ba? Pero dahil sa work from home, more often than not, naiiwasan mo yung mga ganong gastos.
Totoo yan.
Mas
Lalo
nagiging
na
mas
as
malinis
parents.
yung ano mo, yung take home pay mo.
Lalo na as parents na we want to be very, very practical dun sa mga expenses natin. So, yeah, so as parents, kailangan mong isipin if and you know, provide something for, let's say, milk ng anak ninyo, diapers, and any other expenses like yung mga para sa school nila.
Yung clothes mo pa, hindi mo na
Damit.
hindi mo
Yes,
na kailangan
that's
bumili
true.
ng week.
So as individual, hindi mo kailangang hindi naman sa hindi mo kailangan, but it's not really required na
work
kailangan na dressed up ka
short
talaga. Na, like for example,
Shoes.
for his setup na sa
Yeah,
bangko siya,
corporate
kailangan
kasi.
talaga siyang naka-dressed up. You know.
Tawag na namin sa opisina yung mga pangwakas na doon. Yung polo barong, mga long sleeves.
Yeah,
pang
that's true.
malakasan namin lagi dapat. Lalo na pag may guest or may,
Pang
may
congressman.
Mga ganun.
Yun.
I think, so, ang dami namin kaya sabihin pros. Sa cons kaya, anong next
Actually,
natin?
sa
Ikaw
cons,
naman
kung
start.
dating sa like financial or mga savings, ano bang masasabi ko? I think I'd go for pros, pero kung sigurong cons sa setup, isang ano ko is yung social events, I guess. Yun yung iba yung
Nakakamiss yun actually.
actually, mamimiss mo din siya long term kasi syempre, if you're working 8-10 hours at home, ang nakikita mo lang is yung bintana mo or pader sa mga walang bintana sa office nila sa bahay. So, tsaka yung syempre, yung iba pa rin yung may nakakausap ka sa katabi mo,
Yan, ang ganda.
nakakasalamuha,
Yeah,
compared
I agree.
doing that virtually. Kasi iba pa rin yung, I guess, building that relationship with them kapag kasama mo sila.
Basic experience wise, cons ko rin yun. Kasi dati sa office, pag may hindi ka maintindihan, tumayo ka lang sa table mo. Lumapit ka sa kausap mo, sa stakeholders, sa SMEs, sa subject matter experts. Masasagot ka na. Ngayon, sa work from home, you're on
Takes
your own.
time.
Intindihin mo, although kaya mo naman din mag-video call, pero alam mo namang hindi siya, nothing beats the face-to-face discussion. Yun yung mga nami-miss ko rin during ng full remote work ko.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And in addition to that, I guess yung separation ng work at saka ng personal life, mostly meron tayo sa normal household, seldom naman yung meron kang sariling office or space sa bahay where you can work. And madalas, this is based on my experience working with different VAs din. Most of them, they have their own space, like yung own space, pero within, like beside their beds or dun sa sala, sa living area.
Napaka-dangerous.
So, yung separation of yung personal life mo at saka ng work mo, medyo, doon ako sa cons na yun, medyo, sabihin natin, kagaya ng sinasabi niya kanina na, he can spend time to do additional work, doon sa mga wee hours or yung mga after hours, meaning after ng shift niya. Kasi, nasa bahay lang siya, which is, for me, it's a cons because instead na mag-stop ka na doon, you're still thinking na pwede mo pa rin siyang gawin because andun nga lang yung space mo to work. Your computer is there, you can open it up anytime you want or when you need it. So, isa pa doon is yung distraction. So, sa office kasi,
Walang tilaok ng manok.
maliban doon sa tilaok ng manok sa Pilipinas, walang tatalo doon. Yung distractions na sa office kasi you can actually work without any distractions at all. Alam mo talagang workspace talaga siya. Pero sa bahay, obviously, alam naman natin na meron tayo nung combination of your personal life and then yung work mo since nag-work from home ka.
Okay.
So, andyan yung distraction like our kids, I have experience doing some interviews and my son is popping up during the interview, or nagtatanong siya, or people within the family, yung kasama natin, na bigla na lang dumadaan. Ewan ko lang kung may experience kayo, biglang topless, mga ganyan, dumadaan sa video. Thank God, meron tayong mga background available na. But yeah, so yung mga distractions na yun. Pero kapag nasa office ka, obviously wala po iyon. So that's I think, one of the cons na pwede ko siyang i-consider for those that are working remotely or hybrid setup.
Yeah. I mean, add ko lang doon yung mga scenario na like, for example, nakikinig ka lang sa may nagsasalitang iba, kala nila wala kang meeting, bigla kang kakausapin ng malakas, ng tuloy-tuloy. Yan. Kaya dapat sa ganun, aware ka din sa nag-mute ka pag hindi na ikaw yung nagsasalita. Kasi medyo madidistract mo rin yung ibang kausap mo pag may nagsasalita ng tuloy-tuloy sa background mo.
So kayo po, ano po yung mga pros and cons, especially for those that have started working from home or at least doing hybrid setup? Ano yung tingin yung mga pros and cons na hindi pa po namin namanggit? We'll be happy to actually read your comments down below para po ma-share din natin sa mga aspiring people na gusto po, or parents na gusto po na pumasok sa ganitong setup.
Gusto mag-jump.
So at least they can consider whether it fits for them or not, diba? Kasi hindi po talaga lahat, hindi po natin masabi na...
Share lang din natin. May kakilala tayo na okay naman siya sa office. Then, yun nga, again, sa looking after their daughter's son. Kaya siya nag-quit doon, then trinay niya yung remote work. Pero eventually, bumalik din siya sa full reporting to office.
Yes. So, kasi kagaya po ng sinabi namin earlier, hindi po to walk in the park. Gaya din naman po ng application sa mga corporate setup, we have to exert effort. Talagang dito naman po, kasi sabi nga niya kanina, you can actually ask your support right away in the office. Dito kasi sometimes, or most often, kailangan talaga ng individual effort. Like you have to do your own research, you have to be more flexible. Yun bang diskarte talaga siya. So hindi talaga siya para sa lahat. And ang masasabi ko lang po, it's worth trying. So kung gusto niyo po siyang i-discover or i-check para sa inyo if it works for you, go for it po. Obviously, yung isang pros niya is yung sa kita. So, just to give you a bit of, idea, mas marami po dyan na kumikita ng mas malalaki sa ganitong setup. Especially if you guys are going to work with international clients since dolyar po ang usapan. So, kumpara sa peso, you can invest more, you can save more. But then again, hindi nga po siya para sa lahat. So, try it para po malaman din po ninyo. And let us know kung kayo po ay nakapasok na sa industry na to. And you can tell us what's your experience, what's your pros and cons, and what you like about, getting into this industry. And I guess lastly, gusto kong pag-usapan natin is yung ano ba yung pwede natin ibigay na tips sa mga aspiring parents who'd like to get into this type of industry or setup. Lalo na dun sa may mga kids. Ikaw, babe, ano yung tingin mong okay na sabihin as tips para sa mga interesado maging remote worker?
Pero, teka lang. Yeah, magbibigay ng input, pero magbabayad lang ng parking.
Okay. Sige, I'll start muna. So, sa akin is yung number one, you always have to make sure na you create your own schedule. Kasi, kagaya nga ng sabi natin, you have to have a separation of your personal life at saka work. So, especially if you have kids, kailangan talaga naka-schedule siya. Like, okay, this is just my time. Huwag kang lumampas doon because I have, a kid that I have to look out for, or asawa na kailangang pagsilbihan. Something like that. So, yun yung isang tip na gusto kong sabihin sa inyo because ang tendency kasi if we're working from home, nagiging matakaw tayo sa oras to actually continue work. to continue working sa bahay just because ang lapit nga lang ng laptop mo or yung computer mo. Second is yung prioritization. You have to make sure you prioritize which one is important. So, and I'm not saying work is not important, but you also have to make sure and understand na kaya nga po tayo nag-work. That's because of our family, our kids. So, we have to make sure na we prioritize yung oras natin and at the same time, yung schedule natin. And of course, make sure na we follow kung ano po yung sinat nating schedule for work and for family time. So, yeah. And time blocking. Very important yan.
Kaya naging natin yan, set up natin yung time block. We even, dumating kami sa stage na nagsisharing kami ng calendar ng work namin para makita namin kung gaano ka-loaded, kung gaano ka-busy yung araw na yun. So, yan, ang laking tulong ng Google Calendar or other tool na pwede kayong mag-share ng meeting schedules nyo or yung load nyo sa work for that day.
Yes, kasi just to give you a bit of yung setup namin, we have our mother-in-law that still look after Machoy, but then we try to be hands-on pa din kasi in making sure na nababantayan namin yung anak namin, and that's the reason why we opted to yung share yung schedule namin para malaman namin kung sino ba yung maluwag ng ganitong oras, especially lalo na kung meron kaming like events na kailangan puntahan sa school ng anak namin, or yung mga feeding time balik, kung kailan pa kakainin yung anak namin, sino yung free para magpakain, magpaligo, and things like that. So, it's very, very important na tip para sa amin is yung time blocking. And of course, communication with your partners that you're actually with. Kasi yung communication in making sure na alam ninyo sa isa't isa kung ano yung kung sino yung busy, sino yung hindi. And at the same time, other than of course, kahit may calendar, kailangan may communication pa din talaga. Kailangan malaman nyo kung ano yung setup. And I guess, be sensitive dun sa parehong setup. Kasi it doesn't mean that you guys are actually both working together. Minsan kasi like for him, he's working sa bangko. So mas tedious yung trabaho niya since he's working as business analyst. Medyo mas sensitive yung mga yung trabaho.
Yeah, imagine, for example, ang ka-meeting mo, mga managers,
mga stakeholders talaga
VP,
na
department heads.
Yes.
Then biglang may magtatanong sa'yo, or yung anak mo, Daddy, tatain ako. Imagine that, kung gaano ka nakakahiya yung ganun eksena. So, ang sensitivity, yung pagiging aware ng kasama mo sa bahay na, huwag mo nagulo yung daddy mo kasi may ka-meeting siya.
Yes.
Yan. So,
right.
hindi kasalanan ng anak, walang may kasalanan. Dapat mabilis din yung partner mo or yung ibang magbabantay na saluhin ka agad sa mga ganung event.
Kasi yung setup namin, we take turns kasi to look after yung sa anak namin. So, especially when he goes to school, kung sino yung available, it's a great help kasi na meron kaming
Lola Bear.
Assistance ng Lola Bear, ng Mama Bear, ng mother-in-law ko. Kasi she's actually the one that looks after yung sa pagkain namin, so we don't have to think about that anymore. But, sa ibang setup na ibang parents, they don't have that. They're actually the one that does all the work. And hands up kami sa mga parents na they still manage to, look after the whole family, the house, yung chores, yung pagkain, and all that. Yes, chicken, ang favorite niya, which is niluluto ng mother-in-law, si Lola Bear, right? And iba yung I guess help na nakukuha natin kapag, or iba yung I guess feeling when we get that help from those people. And sabi nga niya, we have to be sensitive. People that's inside the house will need to be sensitive yung with the setup na meron. Like sino ba yung may important meeting, sino yung may availability around this hour or this time, parang ganyan. And yung shifting schedule or yung schedule itself, we have to be sensitive dun sa oras, kung sino ba yung available ng ganito, ano yung oras niya. kailangan niya bang magpahinga, especially for those that are working during the night. And alam, sa mga nag-work during the night or sa mga nag-work during mid-shift. So, I guess yung partners natin or people within the house should be sensitive. Na, let's, for example, kailangan magpahinga nito.
Aware.
Yes.
Awareness ng mga paligid na hindi naman dahil umaga is gising yan. Kaya may mga times kasi ko na nag-overnight deployment kami. So, sinasabi ko naman na tuloy-tuloy ako from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. yung naging work ko na. So, aware naman sila na huwag mo naguluhin yan or let him rest. So,
yeah, and also yung backup plans. For example, may mga yung I guess yung parang unexpected situations, biglang may meeting, especially if you're working from home with international clients. Mostly kasi sa corporate, ang meetings naka-book na yan. So, if you have situations where you have to attend to a meeting bigla-bigla, what is your backup plan or what's your plan? So, you have to discuss that with your partner or with your like relatives at home that you guys are living together. Para alam
communication
natin.
is the key talaga.
Yes, alam natin kung ano yung gagawin natin in those type of situations. And yun nga, yung nasabi namin is support networks. Kagaya sa amin, luckily, meron sa amin si Lola Bear.
Hands-on.
Talagang sobrang hands-on. Na ultimo ako personally, pagkain ko sa breakfast, hinahatid na sa table namin. So, shout out kay Lola Bear. Thank you po sa lahat ng support and effort. And yung alam niya agad na she's very sensitive talaga na lalo na kung alam na nilang pagod ka na or tired, I mean, kung busy ka sa work, exhausted ka na, without you even talking about it, ang laking tulong talaga. Yes. And ano ba yung pwede mong gawin? Like when we mention about productivity o yung blocking, sorry po, paikot-ikot kami ngayon sa parking lot ng SM kasi medyo puno ngayon. Payday ba ngayon? Hindi pa naman. But anyway, going back on the topic, siguro yung isa pang pwede naming sabihin is yung in regards to planning is using of yung productivity tool, like sabi nga niya calendar, Google Calendar, if you're using something else like Microsoft, you can also use yung calendars doon, Outlook calendar, something like that.
Also
or
yung lately ginagamit natin, mga messaging app, like pag Facebook Messenger, usually chismisan lang or sharing lang ng mga memes or ng mga videos yun. Pero pag via Viber na, mas serious na siya.
Meron kaming parang sinat kasi na if ang conversation natin is about this, especially like for example work or yung mga important matters, we have a different channel for that. And then meron kaming channel for yung ano lang, tamang kwentuhan lang, chill conversations. Meron yung messenger na ginagamit namin, but that's just for us. I don't know with you guys if you would like to have a separate channels para sa mga ganong usapan. Pero sa amin kasi ginagawa namin yan just so we know na this conversation or this channel is for important matters and the other channel is for, you know, medyo magaan or light conversations lang. So, yun. And then, ano pa? Again, siguro individually, ang pwede ko sigurong ibigay na tip is yung self-care. No?
Yun, maganda yun. Meron kaming, hindi na ritual. Pag sinasabi namin, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, hindi pwedeng hindi kami magko-coffee shop ng hapon during sa work or meetings namin yung medyo hindi kasundo, hindi okay yung client. Yun, again, i-connect ko rin doon. Maging ano rin tayo. Maging open na talagang darating yung stage na may mahirap tayong makakausap. Marami tayong magiging mahirap na kausap.
Yes.
So,
kailangan talaga dito sa
again,
na to,
yeah.
hindi tayo emotionally unstable or ano ba yun, very sensitive masyado kasi yung setup kasi is, especially if you're working with international clients, personally, babe.
Yeah. Parehas kami, siya, usually Australian, ako, yung experience ko, Singaporean.
Iba kasi yung culture eh. So,
Indian, napaka-straight nila magsalita. Wala yung usual sa Pilipino na medyo ganun. Pag may hindi ka maganda na nagawa, yung kagad marinig mo, hindi maganda yung ginawa mo.
Yeah, and to piggyback on the self-care, if meron ka na nung parang nafe-feel na mental exhaustion or you feel na kailangan mo talaga huminga muna from work or from all the tasks that you are doing, especially kapag talagang busy day, I highly suggest na you look out or look for a way so you can have a break. Yung kagaya po sa amin, we go out and we try to go for
short break lang.
Coffee break, parang ganyan, coffee shop, away from our home. Of course, obviously, dadalhin namin yung laptop namin if may work pa din kami. Pero, if not outside work, then we go there and yung pagpaglang ba, yung sinasabi nila, talaga yung stress sa trabaho, so that you can go back to it again na fresh ka.
Clear mind. Hindi yung frustrated ka sa client A, pati yung client B, client C mo, idadami mo.
Yes,
so,
and
wag na ganun, never burn the bridge.
I agree. So just to conclude this podcast, I guess yung setup ng hybrid or work from home, it's a beautiful thing na lumabas after pandemic.
Lalong naging open yung mga company na work from home.
Especially sa mga katulad namin na parents, when we started doing this, syempre lahat naman tayo nangangapa tayo for new things. So, thank you. Yun, so meron.
Ang hirap mag-park. Kapagod na ako mag-iik.
So, yun, isa sa masasabi ko lang po is yung setup na to, it's worth trying. Financial wise, oras, family time, especially sa may mga anak, sinasuggest ko po talaga na i-try nyo lang. Hindi naman po siya yes, we will be able to have time for our families. So, worth trying talaga siya. I-try nyo lang po talaga, and let us know kung hindi po siya nag-work sa inyo. Leave us a comment of why, and then maybe if it works for you and your family, let us know what you like about it. Kasi para po sa akin, especially that I've been working in this industry for 8 to 10 years na po, ayoko nang umalis dito sa industry na to. But sa husband ko, it's a different case. That's the reason why he opted to find a hybrid setup. Kasi parang sa kanya, he felt more human to meet with people, you know, as in personally. So, kanya-kanya naman po talaga tayo ng perspective. Siguro ano po yung reason of why he'd like to do it or you'd like to do the same setup. Let us know kung ano po yung feedback nyo. And I guess to conclude this, ang gusto lang po namin siguro i-share sa inyo of why we have discussed this is marami po tayong paraan para po kumita and at the same time magkaroon pa rin ng oras sa pamilya. And thank God for this opportunity, and thank God for all the people that were able to help us to get into this industry. And for those that have not yet tried this, might as well try it po. And who knows, you'd be able to say the same thing or even provide us more, I guess, tips and tricks for those aspiring moms and dads and even those individuals na gusto pong pumasok sa ganitong industry. Yun po. So, thank you so much for listening to our first podcast. Really appreciate your time. Sa next podcast po natin, let us know what you guys would like to talk about or if you want to add or if you want to recommend any topics, whether it's connected to the first topic or any other topics, let us know po on the comment section. We'll pick any topics from your comments. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Bye.
Good job.
Stop recording.